Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this opening ceremony of this conference, Exploring the Frontiers of Sustainability in the Canary Islands. First of all, we'll be hearing from Don Carlos Hernandez, who works in tourism and the area of sustainability. Greetings, colleagues, authorities, and colleagues, speakers, participants in this seminar. Thank you for being here, first of all. As we've heard, the title of this event is Exploring the Frontiers of Sustainability in the Canary Islands. Exploring borders. These are key concepts that will be addressed in this project. This is just one of the actions being taken place here. It's financed in part by the government of the Canary Islands. There's been very close collaboration with the two Canary Island universities as part of our Agenda 2030. Innovation and sustainability in the Canary Islands are the key topics. And at our universities, we do a great deal of work disseminating our research. We have a lot of researchers who are worried about sustainability. In the University of Las Palmas, they've been working a great deal to bring together social actors, academia, and also the private sector. So just to give a brief introduction to this program, Carmelo León is the director at the University of Las Palmas. I'm sure he'll add to what I have to say. In the Canary Islands, we have quite a complex landscape. Our islands are facing a real emergency with regards to climate change. We need leadership. We need intelligent growth and configuration of a network based on good practices, pilot projects. And we also need to make sure that we're able to measure what's happening with precision here in our archipelago and responding to these global challenges. In the framework of this conference, there are 5 elements that we want to keep in mind, these frontiers, this ecological transition, adapted to climate change. And actually, in this sense, the Canary Islands is at the forefront of a series of very daring projects with great potential. It's a pleasure to be accompanied today by some of our students, future leaders that will be leading, of course, in this area in private and public institutions. The second aspect is to do with our food sovereignty, the need to grow our agri-food sector. When it comes to sustainability in the Canary Islands, there is, of course, an agenda, a main one, and then other secondary ones. So these include, of course, decarbonisation in the tourism industry, energy transition. Of course, tourism is something that cuts across all of these issues. We need to think about regenerative tourism in the future, redefining our economic model and diversifying our economic activities. Also, an intelligent territory requires creative governance focused on sustainability. That's what we really need. So these are very briefly some of the key issues that we will be looking at both this afternoon and tomorrow morning. 10 hours in total. So we have a keynote speech, first of all, this evening from Michael Ben-Eli, who is the director of the Sustainability Laboratory in New York. We'll be hearing about what he's been working on for the past few years, and we will later hear from other philosophers, critics. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be hearing from Amador Fernández Sabater, a leader in his field, to close our event. We will have a round table with 4 experts, and we will have a presentation from Roque Calero Pérez, who will talk about the sustainability in the Canary Islands from a holistic perspective. And finally, we will have a second panel, which will be dedicated to landscape as a strategic factor in the Canary Islands, something that should be a key element in this energy transition. Tomorrow, we will have a third panel, which will be looking at the circular economy, production in a sustainable way, transition of production processes, and once again we will bring together 3 experts and a moderator. Later there will be a presentation from an engineer regarding the Responsible Islands programme of the Canary Islands. And finally we will have a 4th panel, which will look at this important issue of governance and social innovation processes to showcase talent. That's how we have chosen to bring the 2-day conference to a close. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, Amador Fernández Sabater will give us a speech, a presentation on his reflections. Thank you to the government of the Canary Islands for their support in all of these topics, and thank you to the rector of the University of La Laguna. You have worked a great deal to bring together all of your efforts in solidarity, bringing together all of this knowledge. Thank you to all of the participants. This project was designed in collaboration with many individuals here in the room today. Attending this conference will offer to students credits, academic credits. And I would like to say, of course, this wouldn't have been possible without the excellent efforts from first of all, the foundation of the University of La Laguna. So thank you very much for making this possible. We have also had support from the UNESCO chair for tourism and in the University of Las Palmas, and also the huge human efforts behind the organisation of this event. Thank you. Había otra. No, sí. Innovación entonces. Carmelo León González, Director of the UNESCO Chair for Sustainable Tourism at the University of Las Palmas. Thank you very much. It is an honor to welcome you to this event today, exploring the frontiers of sustainability in the Canary Islands. The main goal of this conference is to reflect on this issue of sustainability in the Canary Islands in a very holistic and comprehensive way, with the goal of looking at new technologies that might be able to help to make the Canary Islands more sustainable. There are many questions that we may wish to ask about sustainability in the Canary Islands. There are a lot of challenges and we need a lot of solutions.
tenemos presentes para poder avanzar en la sostenibilidad.
So, the questions that we will be asking over the course of the next 2 days include the following. Are the Canary Islands sustainable? Are we on a sustainable path? Is our socio-economic, environmental, human model sustainable? Are our relationships with our natural surroundings based on a sustainable model? What do we understand when we talk about sustainability? And then we will be able to focus our goals, our efforts as a society. This conference is designed with the goal of sharing ideas and new ways to think about sustainability, because we are facing a huge global scale challenge and the Canary Islands must be able to adapt. We need to be able to work together, looking for solutions that offer citizens a better quality of life in line with the limits that are presented by our natural surroundings. And to this end, we are joined here by experts in their fields, in subjects that might be able to help the Canary Islands in this vein. We need to have an archipelago that is sustainable, and that's the main goal. We want to reflect on this challenge. We want to create ideas, reflect on these ideas collectively with the general public. We want to have a critical and, of course, constructive perspective on everything that is brought forward, with the end goal of creating new proposals. I'm sure, and my team is sure as well, that all of these sessions will be very useful to help us to think about sustainability in a very wide-ranging way, and that it is possible. Despite the difficulties that we face, we have the tools to ensure that the Canary Islands is more sustainable. Thank you. Now it's the rector. Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Canary Islands, my colleagues, and Director General of the Ecological Transition, the fight against climate change speakers,
You're very welcome to University of La Laguna.
And again. Also, of course, Michael Benelli, welcome to La Laguna again. I am sitting here today in order to officially open this conference in the framework of the LSCAN project, which is part, as we know, of a collection of 6 projects that, thanks to the collaboration and support from the government of the Canary Islands in its public universities, has been possible. We are trying, of course, to work in line with the 2030 agenda while addressing our immediate needs. Next week, we will bring to a close a project which involved a huge amount of students at the university. They offered their own solutions for the challenges that we face in our primary sector.
En esta jornada, en este proyecto, ¿no? que tiene como objetivo, evidentemente, de usar.
As we've said, the goal today and tomorrow is to use knowledge, research, to transfer all of this in order to address this challenge that we're facing with this energy transition. We need to focus on territorial resilience, adaptation, mitigation of this impact. So I do believe that this conference will help us to advance towards these goals. We've often said that the Canary Islands is an excellent laboratory to experiment experiment with different solutions for this ecological transition, this huge challenge. The two public universities in the Canary Islands are working together, and I think this is fantastic. It's definitely the right way to work. We have a huge range of experts in the both public universities, but we're also joined by other national and international experts here. So Michael Ben-Eli, director of the Sustainability Laboratory in New York, for example. This is an interdisciplinary approach that we've taken with this event. We have architects, environmentalists, economists, philosophers, business people, representatives from NGOs, from public institutions, academia, applied academia. So it really is a fantastic opportunity to bring our minds together to reflect and to continue to build these networks. This will be key in the future. The presence today from our president of the Canary Islands is another example of this huge range of experts that we have working together towards Agenda 2030. We participate in the Committee of Experts for the 2030 Agenda. In our most recent progress report, we were happy to see that progress is being made. Just a few days ago, we signed an agreement with regards energy transition. We're in the Canarian Council for Sustainable Development. We're working also on a Canarian plan for migration. We're working with the President on our Canary Island Africa strategy, and this is very timely, this event. The public universities will, of course, be working hand in hand with the government of the Canary Islands in all of these projects. Congratulations to the organisers. Thank you to the government of the Canary Islands for supporting its public universities. I wish you a very fruitful, intense debate over the next 2 days. The end conference tomorrow from Amador Fernandez Sabater, talking about psychological, social and terrestrial collapse in ecologies. I think this is a very interesting title. We need to advance in all of these three aspects if we are able to secure our future. Thank you. Now I will give the floor to the Excellency President of the Canary Islands. Thank you very much. Can you hear me okay? Use this microphone instead. The rector has the best mic, of course. Well, thank you, rector of the University of La Laguna. Thank you for allowing me to give the last speech of this official inauguration of the event. It would traditionally, of course, be the rector, speakers, colleagues, Director General of the Ecological Transition and participants today. I was listening to the rector talk about the huge number of programs that we are working on together. At the government of the Canary Islands, we have very clear in our minds that this is one of our biggest challenges for our humanity, of course, and we must, of course, rely on those that know this topic the best, scientists, academia. In our regional government, we have, of course, experts, but we rely on our public universities in order to find solutions. And I'm sure that the universities are doing an excellent job both making the most of this expertise that they have, but also helping us to apply that expertise in our decision making. So thank you to both of these public universities and their rectors as the key representatives. Thank you for your dedication to all of these challenges that we bring to the table. Over the next 2 days, we will hear from a great number of experts. In Agenda 2030, we want to make clear that sustainability isn't a goal that we want to achieve. It's a change in paradigm that will affect the way we make all of our decisions. It affects the public, the private spheres, citizens, and everybody. And this is the real challenge, to change the paradigm, not to achieve just one thing. And it's a complex journey. We will rely a great deal on our universities and experts like those that are joining us today. So with this goal in mind, of course, the government, the regional government, will continue to work very closely with the public universities, and we're very, very grateful for all the support that we've received. Thank you and enjoy the conference.